Hey kids, Mr. Amadon here. I'm down at the creek behind my house. This week we're going to continue talking about geology, but specifically we're going to be talking about weathering, erosion, and deposition. When we talk about weathering, erosion, and deposition, first we must talk about how water impacts those and how water drives those natural processes here on Earth. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so the first process that I want to discuss is weathering, or physical weathering. Okay? Physical weathering is the physical breakdown of rocks. What does it mean to break down rocks? Well, all that means is if I take two rocks and I smash them together, they break down into smaller rocks. That is what weathering is, okay? Or you can think of it as a cookie. If I take a cookie and I put a cookie in my hand and I smash it together, that cookie is going to crumble into a million pieces, okay? That is weathering. It is the breakdown of rocks. You might be asking yourself, how could weathering occur? Like if you look around, you don't see rocks smashing into each other. This is how it happens. So it all comes back to water movement. Okay, so if you look at this stream, okay, you can tell that the water is moving. Okay, is it moving really fast? Not too bad. But if this water was moving at a relatively high speed or velocity, all these rocks in this creek would be moving, flowing with the water. Rocks would be smashing into each other as the water moves them. That is how physical weathering occurs with rocks in these river and stream systems. This is mechanical weathering. Our second process in this week's lesson, we're going to talk about erosion. Erosion is the movement of those broken down rocks from one place to another. So remember, those broken down rocks, that's weathering. So as they break down, that water begins to move those sediments. Okay? Think about it like this. If you got a big bank of dirt and I pour water on the top of that dirt, is that dirt going to sit still? Probably not, because that water is going to begin to erode those sediments from one point of that mountain or that hill to another. That is what erosion is, and water plays a big part in shaping our landscapes due to this process known as erosion. So again, erosion is the movement of broken down rocks from one place to another. So what I want you to do is I want you to observe the movement of water in this direction. It's coming from this way and out back that way. Okay? So we're just talking about erosion. So as this water moves in this direction, the water is eroding this bank. As you can see, half of this bank is missing. Okay? That movement of water has taken that broken down or weathered material and moved it from this location somewhere else down the stream. That is what erosion is. Erosion, due to water, erodes out banks and streams, takes the material that was once here and moves it somewhere else down the stream in another location. So this is what erosion looks like in a stream. Our last and final process that I want to talk about is known as deposition, right? Deposition comes from the root word of deposit, right? To put in, or to leave, or to place. So deposition is when weathered material or broken down rocks that has been moved through the process of erosion. Remember, erosion is the movement of weathered material from one location to a next. Okay? So weathered material that has been moved through the process of erosion and then dumped or placed or deposited in a different location. Okay? So after erosion, we're moving material from one location to the next. That next location is where it stops. It's being deposited, and then it builds up. That is what deposition is in terms of geological process involving water. So what I want you to do is that I want you to notice what I'm standing on. I'm not in the creek, I'm next to it. But I'm standing on a bunch of sediments, okay? The material right here that I'm sitting on or kneeling on was once located upstream somewhere. Hence, it was deposited here at this point at some given time. Did this all happen all at once overnight? No. These processes take thousands and thousands of years to occur, okay? So as the water moves in this direction, over time, maybe when the water flow was much higher, and then it slowed down. As that water slowed down, it deposited the materials that it was carrying. This is a great example or evidence of stream deposition, right? The depositing. Think about it like a bank. You deposit money in, you're putting money in. Well, the creek is depositing, right, this sediment, this dirt and rocks in this location. This very dirt and rock was located somewhere upstream at some other point long ago. I want you to notice something, ladies and gentlemen. Braylon, go stand on that deposit over there. Notice that Braylon is not in the water. He is on a part of the stream where deposition has occurred. There is evidence of deposition. Thank you, Braylon. Notice this bank. You're able to see the roots of the trees. What process caused the bank to be exposed like this? What caused, or what process causes this wearing away of the banks? What process was that? Do it again, Braylon. He's taking a rock, breaking it into smaller bits. What process is that? Go. All right, so let's recap what we just talked about. We talked about weathering, erosion, and deposition caused by water. Okay? Physical weathering is the breakdown of rocks into smaller materials. What I want you to think of as a cookie. Take a cookie and you smash it. You got a bunch of smaller pieces. Okay? That weathering or that breakdown occurs when you have high flow of water and rocks smash into other rocks and break down. But this process takes thousands and thousands of years to occur. The second thing we talked about was erosion. We're taking that weathered material, right? And this water erodes banks and creates channels, right? Erosion is the process of that movement of the breakdown of the broken down particles or sediments, moving them from point A to point B, okay? The last thing we talked about was deposition. Deposition, right? Keyword deposit, to put something into or place, right? In terms of water systems like streams or rivers, that moving water moves or erodes that weathered material and deposits or leaves it into another location. So that is our lesson on weathering, erosion, and deposition. Kids, get outside, enjoy the weather, get out in nature. Have a great day. I'll see you.